grip. But big news of the day, Kenny Pickett traded to the Las Vegas Raiders in exchange for a 2026 fifth-round pick. Which, honestly, off the news of today, are we just trying to get rookie quarterbacks their numbers back? We were talking during the break. I mean, that's Kenny Pickett's gone, so 8 might be Dillon Gabriel's, because that was his number in college. DeAndre Carter is not expected to be kept by the team, according to Jordan Schultz earlier today. That's 2. So Shedeur might be going back to 2. We got everything. Everything you could possibly imagine. It's just, let's just get the rookie quarterbacks their numbers here. Let's just make sure everybody's happy. It feels like everybody's moving towards. Obviously, I think just a consequence of what's happening, but it's kind of odd the way that works out. Dom, who wears 8 better? Is that going to be Kenny Pickett or Dillon Gabriel?
Dude, one of those guys won an ACC title and the other didn't.
The other one, I'm pretty sure, won a Big Ten title, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 25 years old, pal.
I mean, he still won a Big Ten title.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, he was winning more things than... one, Big Ten title's worth more than an ACC title every day of the week.
No, hold on.
No, 100%.
Hold on. I think it depends who you are. Like, I think winning a Big Ten title with, like, if you're Michigan, Ohio State, or Oregon, that's, like, what you're supposed to do. But winning a conference title as Pitt is, like, landing on the moon before 1969.
I mean, listen, no, you're going to hold on to that ACC title and the fact that, he got some Heisman votes, so you can
should have won it that year.
Okay, all right. That's calm down. Dillon Gabriel looks better than anything Kenny Pickett does.
No.
Oh, I think so.
A little fake slide. Into it. Yeah. Sauce time.
No, he was too busy getting his team to be the number 1 ranked team in the country. That's all.
Was he doing it, or
I think a little bit of everybody.
One of the top recruiting classes in the country.
I mean, he was also good. He was good at college. 3rd round pick. Right where Kenny Pickett probably should have been drafted.
Hard
to argue with that one. Yeah, hard to argue with that one. No, but I do think the Browns going through and trading Kenny Pickett is a clear indication of something, right? This is not just, they could get something back for a quarterback, so they made the decision to get something back for a quarterback. I think the clear thing of what was happening here was they watched Dillon operate, and they watched him play in the 2 preseason games that he played, and they saw enough out of Dillon. Right now, I'll be honest, on Saturday, I don't know that. I think it looked cleaner, obviously, than his first start did against, his first action. He didn't get the start on Saturday. But it looked better than his start did just out of the gate. He didn't have the 2 turnovers. He cleaned that up. He was just managing the ball. Ball placement, there were some questions. But I think Dillon operated well. I was still impressed by what Dillon was able to do against, even if it is the Rams' 2nd and 3rd teamers. I still think that Dillon looked pretty good. Was still doing all of the things that I want him to do, which is operate in the offense, get the ball out quickly, and ultimately just look like a functional quarterback. Yes, you spent 6 years in college. That should have you more prepared. And clearly, the Browns drafting him in the 3rd round was probably based a lot on his ability to be prepared, to actually play in the NFL, and quickly pick up and learn the offense that he was going to be handed, which he's also done very nicely. He's run under center a lot. He's run a lot of play action, which, yes, both benefits him, but it's also the way that Kevin Stefanski likes to run his offense. I just think so much of this is probably based off the fact that they trust Dillon to be a backup. So this is, in a way, I think for a lot of Browns fans, probably a win-win. You don't have to deal with the fact that they're going to carry 4 quarterbacks, but more importantly, it's proving to you that one of your rookies is progressing, at least one of your rookies is progressing the way that the Browns want him to. And they are showing that they have faith in a rookie quarterback. It's not the one that everybody wants to see, but they have faith in Dillon Gabriel. They clearly like a lot of what they see. Whether he's 5'10" or 6'5", he's been playing well, and the Browns clearly don't think the height is an issue. They didn't think it was when he drafted him. They don't think it is to go make him a backup quarterback and prepare him to play. I don't know if early in the season is the right term, but earlier in the season than Shedeur Sanders probably. This is a clear indication that Dillon has done everything that they've wanted him to. And it's not to say that Shedeur hasn't, but Dillon has answered every single call that they have made. And he's continuing to play quarterback the way that they want to see him play. And again, if you're a Browns fan at the end of the day, this should be something exciting. I don't know what the ceiling of Dillon Gabriel is. I think he can be a good backup quarterback. Can he be an actual NFL starter? I don't know. I don't evaluate quarterbacks for a living. I talk to you guys at 216-474-0092. I talk to you guys for a living. I don't evaluate quarterbacks. If I did, I'd probably have a job in an NFL front office. At least if I did it well. But that would be what I'm doing. So I don't know what the ceiling of Dillon Gabriel is. I look at him and I think can handle a backup role nicely. I think, I see guys at his height, guys like Bryce Young, guys that, a couple inches taller, but somebody like Drew Brees who had a very successful NFL career. I don't think that I can just sit there and based on size rule him out. And everything that I've seen with my own two eyes has been, I think Dillon's doing everything that he needs to. Operationally, he looks good. I just don't know why there would be any ill will towards the fact that this is a move for Dillon Gabriel. Browns fans should be excited that they clearly have a lot of faith in a quarterback that they drafted in the third round.
So where would you put him compared to a Bryce Young, an undersized guy? Because I know Drew Brees is another undersized guy, but he ain't Drew Brees. So where would you compare him with a Bryce Young who's kind of underperformed but shown some promise at the end of the year?
It's interesting because honestly, I think there's more comparisons not in the level of player he's going to be, but obviously in the actual game between Drew Brees and Dillon Gabriel, because Drew Brees didn't have to use his legs. Bryce Young doesn't use his legs a ton, but he is definitely faster than Dillon Gabriel is. Dillon's 40, I think, was a 4.83. It's not fast. Right? He's never going to be a guy that's constantly scrambling out of the pocket. But, I think it's unfair to say he's anywhere on the level of Bryce Young because he's a former first-round pick who showed
Bryce
promise.
Young's also a better arm talent, too, I think.
Agreed.
I would say. And I think that's the big divider between your starter and a backup that can fill in those roles.
Yeah. I just, if the main knock on Dillon Gabriel is that he doesn't have arm talent or arm strength, I don't think it's perfect. I don't think he's Aaron Rodgers.
Drew Brees,
Drew Brees didn't have a ton of arm, especially late in his career.
Decisions. When you talk about Tom Brady, I don't think anyone says arm talent. He made good throws, but he was accurate, like Brees, and he made smart decisions, and he protected himself. And if Gabriel can do that, he's gonna make a lot of money. He's going to get his pension. He's going to have a long career in the NFL. Now, is he going to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns and lead him to the Super Bowl? Probably not. But could he win games here in Cleveland? I liked what I saw.
Listen, if you get Dillon Gabriel to be the backup of the future, right, and he's your backup quarterback for 10 years, it's a successful third-round pick. Do you get anything more on top of that? It's a pure bonus. If you get a pure backup quarterback in the third round, I don't even know that that's the expectation. You hit on your pick at that point. If you get Dillon Gabriel to be a starting quarterback, even if it is bridge to get to your next guy, that is, everything that you could possibly ask for. And more. Dillon has exceeded expectations at that point. I just think, I'm not ready to rule the kid out as an NFL starter before I see him go out there and take the field in a regular season game. In probably multiple regular season games. I'm not going to judge him based on one game. Again, I think if he had to play today, Dillon would be not an elite quarterback. I think the offense would move. I think he'd be okay to function and not put them in a bad spot and allow the defense to try to be the main portion of the team that gets you to a win. Joe obviously presents big play possibility. Don't know that Dillon presents that, but he's doing everything that's asked of him. And I really like what I see out of him. 216-474-0092. Kenny Pickett traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for a 2026 fifth-round pick. We can sit here and say, listen, the last 2 years are a great example. The Browns have had to play 5 quarterbacks and 4 quarterbacks. 9 quarterbacks over the last 2 years. Obviously, not individually, 9 different quarterbacks, but you get what I'm saying. You also can look around the NFL. How many teams carry 4 quarterbacks? We all sit here and it's I know Daryl's thrown it out there. We're not taking shots at Daryl. I just know that he's one of the people that have thrown it out there. But it's the Browns have had to use them. You need 4 quarterbacks. You need Kenny Pickett. It's no other team does that. Injuries happen on every team across the NFL. No other team carries 4 quarterbacks onto a roster because, you never know what's going to happen. They get hurt. You know what you do when they get hurt? You reach into the pool of quarterbacks available and you go, oh, look at Tyler Huntley's here. Let's just grab Tyler Hunt. Bailey Zappi just got released today. I'll just go grab Bailey Zappi and plug him in. At that point, your season's washed anyway. I don't need 4 guys. Am I going to get to Kenny Pickett after 3 injuries and be, 10-5, and needing like, oh, if we could just get one more win, we stamp in our playoff spot, or am I going to be 8-7 and like, oh, need to get through these last couple games and try to pick up a win? Chances are probably not.
The only time I can remember it, a team having 4 quarterbacks, is actually the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had Ben obviously as their starter, Charlie Batch as the backup, Byron Leftwich as the backup, and then Dixon as a backup. I don't remember his first name, but he was a starter at Oregon in the 2000s. That was the last time I can ever recall there being 4 quarterbacks on a roster.
And how many of those guys played?
I actually think at one point all 4 of them ended up starting a game.
That's absurd. That's disgusting.
But that was also when Ben was made out of, was it paper skin and glass bones?
Yeah, it feels like the same.
Yeah,
this is the way it would go.
Meme,
yeah. It's just, again, if I have to turn to a 4th quarterback, does it really matter if I have Kenny Pickett at that point? Does it really matter if that's the guy? No, I'm pretty sure I'll just take anybody that can actually be healthy. I said it before a couple of weeks ago. Give me Kendall Hinton, right? The wide receiver from Denver that had to play a game during COVID and he had to start at quarterback. Give me that guy. I don't care. My season's washed. Give me anybody. I don't need a Kenny Pickett caliber guy to get through the season. I don't. I'll go get anybody else.